Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. And this is Sussex, Duke of Leinster from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey. Sussex, The Duke of Sussex is entitled to a place in Masonic biography not only because of all the Grand Masters on record he held the office the longest, the Duke of Leinster of Ireland alone excepted, but also because of his devotion to the institution and the zeal with which he cultivated and protected its interests. Augustus Frederick, ninth child and sixth son of George III, King of England, was born January 27, 1773. He was initiated in 1798 at a lodge in Berlin. In 1805, the honorary rank of a past Grand Master was conferred on him by the Grand Lodge of England. May 13, 1812, he was appointed Deputy Grand Master, and April 13, 1813, the Prince Regent, afterward George IV, having declined a re-election as Grand Master, the Duke of Sussex was unanimously elected. And in the same year, the two rival Grand Lodges of England were united. The Duke was Most Excellent Zerubbabel of the Grand Chapter, and Grand Superintendent of the Grand Conclave of Knights Templar. He never, however, took any interest in the orders of knighthood, to which indeed he appears to have had some antipathy. During his long career, the Grand Conclave met but once. By annual elections, he retained the office of Grand Master until his death, which took place April 21, 1843, in the 71st year of his age, having completed a Masonic administration as head of the English craft of upward of 30 years. During that long period, it was impossible that some errors should not have been committed. The Grand Master's conduct in reference to two distinguished Freemasons, Doctors Crucifix and Oliver, was by no means creditable to his reputation for justice or forbearance. But the general tenor of his life as an upright man and Freemason, and his great attachment to the order, tended to compensate for the few mistakes of his administration. One who had been most bitterly opposed to his course in reference to brothers Crucifix and Oliver, and had not been sparing of his condemnation, paid after his death this tribute to his Masonic virtues and abilities. As a Freemason, said the Freemasons' Quarterly Review, 1843, page 120, the Duke of Sussex was the most accomplished craftsman of his day. His knowledge of the mysteries was, as it were, intuitive. His reading on the subject was extensive, his correspondence equally so, and his desire to be introduced to any brother from whose experience he could derive any information had in it a craving that marked his great devotion to the order. On the occasion of the presentation of an offering by the fraternity in 1838, the Duke gave the following account of his Masonic life, which embodies sentiments that are highly honorable to him. My duty as your Grand Master is to take care that no political or religious question intrudes itself, and had I thought that in presenting this tribute any political feeling had influenced the brethren, I can only say that then the Grand Master would not have been gratified. Our object is unanimity, and we can find a center of unanimity unknown elsewhere. I recollect 25 years ago, at a meeting in many respects similar to the present, a magnificent jewel by voluntary vote was presented to the Earl Moira previous to his journey to India. I had the honor to preside, and I remember the powerful and beautiful appeal which that excellent brother made on the occasion. I am now 66 years of age. I say this without regret. The true Mason ought to think that the first day of his birth is but a step on his way to the final close of life. When I tell you that I have completed 40 years of a Masonic life, there may be older Masons, but that is a pretty good specimen of my attachment to the order. In 1798, I entered Masonry in a lodge at Berlin, and there I served several offices, and as warden was a representative of the lodge in the Grand Lodge of England. I afterwards was acknowledged and received with the usual compliment paid to a member of the royal family by being appointed a past Grand Warden. I again went abroad for 3 years, and on my return joined various lodges, and upon the retirement of the Prince Regent, who became patron of the order, I was elected Grand Master. An epoch of considerable interest intervened, and I became charged in 1813 to 1814 with a most important mission, the union of the two London societies. My most excellent brother, the Duke of Kent, accepted the title of Grand Master of the Athol Masons, as they were denominated. I was the Grand Master of those called the Prince of Waleses. In 3 months, we carried the union of the two societies, and I had the happiness of presiding over the united fraternity. This I consider to have been the happiest event of my life. It brought all Masons upon the level and the square, and showed the world at large that the differences of common life did not exist in Masonry. And it showed to Masons that by a long pull, a strong pull, and a pull all together, what great good might be effected. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment, and if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.